Hi guys, so we are back and we're going to be reading through another chapter of Choices, the Royal Romance. So as soon as things load, we'll just get started. Alright, let's see. Chapter 4, Save the Last Dance. It's the night of the masquerade at the palace. You're walking over to the prince to claim the last dance of the evening, and you find yourself talking to Lady Penelope, or find him talking to Lady Penelope as you approach. And that time my family acquired its 5th gold poodle statue. I can relate. Don't get me started on the Queen's antique goblet collection. Excuse me, may I cut in? Lucas, I believe this is my dance. Penelope, hands off man. We'll cut in. If you must. I must. Rude, but I love it. Penelope reluctantly walks away as the prince turns to you. You handled that very well. I try. You do more than that. Honestly, you seem as comfortable here as you did back in New York. Shall we dance? The orchestra plays a dreamy waltz as Prince Lucas takes your hand. Just follow my lead. With Lucas's strong arms around you, you easily match his movements as you both glide across the floor. You're an amazing dancer. My parents will be thrilled to hear that all those years of dance lessons paid off. I'm very glad that I got a moment alone with you, Fern. Well, relatively alone. There's only about 100 people watching us right now. Unfortunately, it's about as much privacy as we might expect, though I do have a trick up my sleeve. He guides you across the ballroom floor and waltzes the two of you out a set of French doors to an unoccupied balcony. We can get a little more privacy out here at last. Nice moves. I try. Now, I want to know how you are. I trust you're being well taken care of here? Maxwell's been very sweet so far. He flew me out here and set me up with a room and everything. I haven't met his brother yet. Yeah, yes, the Duke. He's different from Maxwell, more serious, but their house has an excellent reputation, mostly due to him. I see. What about Cordonia? What do you think of my home so far? Cordonia, I love it. It's nice, but I miss New York. I'd like it better if I had more time. Let's say I love it. Really, it's beautiful. I love the architecture, the elegant events, the music. It's like something out of a fairy tale. I'd hoped you would love Cordonia as much as I do. It's rather unfortunate for a queen to dislike her kingdom. Oh, right. Well, I guess it's a pretty important quality in a queen to be. Especially given Cordonia's recent history. What do you mean? Those last few decades have been somewhat rocky for us. The first queen abandoned my father and my older half-brother. I'm not clear on the exact details, but do you know why she left at least? She couldn't handle the pressures of courtly life. She came from a lesser noble family, so she hadn't been long at court before the marriage. And my own mother passed away when I was still a child. You lost your mother? I'm so sorry. It was a long time ago. So the current queen, she may not be my mother, but she is a wonderful woman who's done her best to lead Cordonia alongside my father. Instability in the monarchy is always dangerous for a small kingdom like ours. Weakened currency, a rise in crime, a drop in tourism, all because of the lives of the rulers. So that's why you care so much about finding the right queen? Exactly. I can't just follow my heart as much as I might want to. There's too many other people I need to think about. Sorry, I didn't mean to burden you with this. Lucas, you can tell me anything. I'm here for you. Or let's talk about something happier. I'm going to go with that first one. You've got a lot resting on your shoulders. True, but I can at least take a moment to sprinkle in tales of my misspent youth. I wouldn't mind hearing those either. One summer when I was only 8, my father decided to throw me into the rigors of governing. He made me sit through hours of meetings for 3 weeks straight. Finally, I couldn't take another minute. I decided to liberate myself. Wait, you played hooky? Yeah, Drake and I stole a monster supply of chocolate from the kitchen and we hid out in the gardens. We spent the evening making up games to play in the garden maze. Our best one was maze tag. You can see the entrance to the maze just over the railing there by the hedges. Maze tag? Let me guess, you played tag in the maze. You've got it. Not our most cleverly named game, but whoever was it had to run after the other person in the maze. You lost if you were it by the time the other person got to the center. We played that for hours until we nearly collapsed from exhaustion, but we were too stubborn to go back. We used the last of our strength to climb up the tree in the center of the hedge maze and vowed to live out there. We fell asleep in that tree, and I only woke up when I fell off a branch and landed flat on my back, swearing up a storm. I hope this doesn't destroy your image of me as a proper prince. What surprises me the most is that you know swear words. I'm not trying to make Drake mad, just Olivia. Maybe in front of you. Well, I want to meet the Lucas who plays hooky and sleeps in trees. I miss those carefree summers, but I'm afraid those days are behind me. On the next swell of the waltz, Lucas guides you through the doors to the ballroom. Inside, Lucas pulls you close, and so you're swaying together as gradually the music begins to wind down. The song is coming to an end, and the masquerade with it. We'll have to say goodnight soon. Is this how it's going to be for the next few months, stealing a couple of minutes here and there? As I said, things are different here. I should spend some time with the other girls to be fair to them. But believe me when I say I wish this night didn't have to end. Who says it has to? I'm very curious about the gleam in your eye. What are you proposing? Would you like to meet me at the garden maze? Yes, but my bodyguards would never allow me to go out there alone. You wouldn't be alone. I'll be there. They probably like that even less. We shouldn't. Then why are you smiling? Because we both know how much I want to. In that case, well, I don't have enough diamonds, so we're not going to get him in trouble today. Maybe you can show me the garden maze another time? Yes, another time. The waltz comes to an end, and everyone in the ballroom applauds. Lucas bows gallantly at you, and you curtsy back. Tomorrow will be very busy, but I should be able to see you for a little bit. I look forward to it. Until then. Back in your room, you're about to prepare for bed when there's a knock at your door. You answer it. Maxwell, hey. I know it's late, but there's someone you should meet. Bertrand, this is what I was telling you about, Fern. Maxwell steps aside to let in an imposing man with a stern expression. This is the girl you've chosen to represent our house? Yep, nailed it, right? Fern, this is my older brother, Bertrand. It's nice to meet you, Bertrand. The proper way to address a duke is your grace. Oh, I'm so sorry, your grace. At least it looks like you can be trained. Hey, I'm not your pet. He doesn't mean it like that. Maxwell, a word? Bertrand grabs Maxwell's arm and hauls him out of your room. He slams the door behind him, but you can faintly hear their voices through it. Sounds like they're talking about me. I should listen at the door. You press your ear to the door. That's the girl you picked to represent our family? Yeah, that's Fern. Lucas really hit it off with her when they met at the restaurant for his bachelor party. She was our waitress. A waitress? You brought a waitress? I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. We could have had our pick of any unsponsored duchess or countess in half of Europe. Well, sure, but like I said, she and Lucas have a lot of, chemistry. I think he really likes her. I know you probably don't care, but she can make him really happy. Like, I've never seen him so happy, kind of happy. Shouldn't Lucas have a shot at love like that, even if he is the prince? Spare me your sentimentality. You'd better hope that this waitress doesn't ruin everything. The door's thrown open, nearly smacking you in the face. Oh. You were listening to everything, weren't you? Very good then. We've got to trust one another if we're going to be successful. Right. Perhaps Maxwell didn't fully explain this to you, but if our house puts forth the prince's choice, we'll win fame and recognition. Something we could really use right now, actually, because we're kind of broke. Maxwell, you overstep. Sorry. I've been broke plenty of times. Thanks, Fern. It's entirely different for us. Do you get money if I marry the prince? Not directly, but we can leverage the prestige to great effect. It would be best to get that leverage before others find out our situation. In the circles we run in, if word got out of our financial ruin, it would be a scandal. But our name still has worth. But our name is still worth something in Cordonia. At the very least, we could introduce you to the right people, get you invitations to the right events. I only regret that we can't offer you more. Speaking of which, have you prepared for tomorrow's event? Event? That's the Derby. You know what a Derby is, right? Fancy horse race. Yes, it is. Very good. It'll be your first opportunity to make an impression on the press. They'll be covering the event. They don't get a lot of opportunities to see the royals, so they'll jump at this chance. Oh, I assume they're important then. Yes, very. Everyone in Cordonia will be influenced by what they write about you. We're a monarchy, but we serve the people. You'll need their approval if you're going to become queen. Speaking of which, you should consider your attire for tomorrow. The queen will be present at the Derby, and the right outfit will go a long way to earning her favor. I recommend for a Derby that's modern to impress the queen. I'll keep that in mind. I've made an appointment with you in the morning. I've made an appointment for you in the morning at the boutique already. We'll speak more tomorrow right before we head out for the Derby. Good night. The next morning, you enter the dress boutique and find Olivia putting on her outfit for the Derby. Oh, I'm surprised to see you here. I thought you'd have gone home by now. Surely you've realized you don't have a chance at winning. Olivia, I'm sure you've realized you can't intimidate me. There's birds nesting in your hair. You don't need to hurt others to protect yourself. Huh? It's okay. You don't have to say anything. Look, I know we're set up to be rivals, and that doesn't mean we have to dislike each other. But, Lucas, whatever else is going on, we don't have to hurt each other. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, Fern, but you are not going to fool me. Olivia turns away coolly and strides towards the door, but then pauses. Look, I know you're probably going to embarrass us all with that lack of fashion sense later, but try to avoid doing that. You've probably never been to a Derby, but you really must look the part. A runway-worthy ensemble is going to get you noticed by the press, but that's just my recommendation. Uh-huh. Is this like the last time you gave me advice? No, never mind, forget it. I'll see you at the races later. I won't be holding back. Olivia walks out of the boutique, and you turn to survey the dresses. Olivia says the press will like something runway-worthy, but Bertrand wants me to wear something modern to impress the queen. Let's see. Can't afford that. Can't afford that. Guess we're gonna have to go with Bluebell. Right, will you be able to survive the Derby? Find out in the next chapter. Alrighty, that is fun.